my name is Robin Fischer. I should first mention that I'm doing my PhD here at NTU, and I already study in Taiwan for more than 3 years. And so, as you will see, I graduated from this university in 2018, so the stuff might be a little outdated, but I could find some new pictures on the website. So, I studied at the Hochschule Darmstadt, and as you can see, this is not called university, because in the old system we used to have practical universities and more theoretical universities. And so this is one of those practical universities that try to teach you more for practical applications in a job. I finished my bachelor's and master's degree in Darmstadt, and as you can see in the pictures, I really got interested in working with XR, virtual reality, augmented reality, these headsets, and I was kind of one of the first in that university to do that. My major was actually first industrial automation, so programming industrial robots, and then in my master degree I majored in microelectronic systems, working with a Raspberry Pi. I just showed here one of the labs where I did my master's thesis, I was also working as a student tutor for a programming lab. So usually you have that in Taiwan as well. You can work as a TA to get some extra money. So where is Darmstadt in Germany? It's right next to Frankfurt, which is usually more known in Hessen, and this is the central square, Luisenplatz in German, where you can see the trams passing by. And actually my university is this skyscraper in the back here, and it's right next to the train station, which is usually outside of the cities. In older cities, the historical center is actually further away from the train. So it's very convenient for traveling. And here you can see the layout of the campus. We also are kind of a urban campus, but we have some central buildings that are more close together. So at least my department, I would say there was one place where you can go and find all the students. It's mostly a technical-oriented university, so we don't have so much social sciences, just a few actually. They actually split into different separate campuses. This is the main campus with the tall building, and then this Campus Dieburg is the second largest campus of the university. It's actually in a different city, which is 30 minutes out of Darmstadt. And this is the media campus, and all sorts of design classes will be over here. And then we also have Mathildenhöhe and Adelungstraße, which are one is social sciences, and I forgot the other one. You can actually go to the website to take a virtual tour of all of the different buildings and faculties. It's really pretty nice website. I used to have a video here, which was showing exactly where I was sitting when I took classes and everything. But unfortunately, my slides broke, and we are also a little short on time, so we will have to skip that. But you can just take a look at the website to see all the modernized buildings. They built a new lecture halls just in the last year before I graduated. Yeah. They have another interesting thing in the university here that I don't know if other universities have that, but it's an integrated job fair. So they invite a lot of local companies to give the students summer internships, and also because we are practical universities, our master's degree, you are supposed to work in a company, and you write about your work that you do in the company, and that's why you actually have to apply basically for a job in a company before you can graduate from your master's degree. if you cannot find a job, then you will do like a theoretical thesis in the university, but they try to avoid that basically. So Darmstadt is really like a pretty industrial center. We have like Merck and like some other big companies in the area. So a lot of job opportunities. And another thing I attended back then was like a yearly trip to the Hannover Messe, which is like, I think, one of the largest industry fairs in the world, which is pretty famous. And we get a free trip there, just paid for the university. And like we also had other organizations, like we attended a maker fair. I don't know, this seems like not so popular in recent years, but when I was studying electrical engineering, this was a really awesome experience to do some practical like projects and like just for fun, right? You have like a group of other students that just try to work on some projects together and like present their work on a maker fair. So, sorry. As I mentioned, I attended most classes in the big skyscraper, which is called C10. They have like numbers, so like C10, C11, C13. So we have a library. This is the modern library. They just renovated it while I was there, where you can book a room. And if all the rooms are booked out, you can just sit on the public table, but it will be a bit more noisy. We have faculty study rooms that are maintained by like student faculties independently, which have like their own cafe and a couch area, and then like more like a study area. And this is the first floor, the main cafe, which is also very popular. We have also various sort of student projects, for example, this one is about building an electric motorcycle, a racing motorcycle that was built completely by students. Although we actually just ordered some parts from like industry, so to put this thing together. And like I was briefly part of the team also. And like here you can see another practical exercise from our electronics lab. With all sorts of equipment used in the industry. Right, and like finally a bit of a comparison from my experience studying at NTU. I think there are like a lot more focus on projects. You are like joining some lab from a professor, and they give you some like projects that are coordinated by the professors. I think because I was doing my bachelor's and master's, I guess I had more focus on like lectures and like classes and class projects instead of like these like professor-focused work that I do in NTU. What I liked in Germany is that we have like also separate practice classes, and like this works that way that like the professor will give you like a bunch of study material that you have to prepare for the exam, but maybe you don't know how to solve all these like formulas, or like you don't understand some things. And then you go to these practice classes where there will be like a TA or a few TAs explaining again like how to solve these exam questions. And like you can ask questions, and like they will encourage people to try to solve it themselves. And then everybody who has a question, like got stuck in some part, will get help in this class. I wish that would be more in Taiwan also. I did actually do my master's in one of these aforementioned international programs. So everything in my master's degree was in English. And they were like, especially in the year where I was studying, was like only 20% was the German students. And we had like so many Indians and other Asians and Africans and from all nationalities in my class. And so also these team projects, we only spoke in English because there were so few Germans in my master's courses. So the atmosphere was very international and very sort of welcoming to all sorts of cultures. You will also see like a lot of more like international cuisine, I think, more than in Taiwan. Like there will be sort of street food from India, from the Middle Eastern countries. Like they have like bring their local food to Germany because we have so many immigrants. It feels much more international. Yeah, I guess that's the last point. Yeah, you can find that more on their website. And actually, before I forgot, I want to mention that, like in this semester, we just started to create a new student club at NTU because of the COVID restrictions getting lifted. We have a much more international students, and so we decided in the beginning of the semester to create a new student club for German students. Actually, it's for all sorts of European students because we want to be more inclusive. And like, yeah, we just started out with like our first Chinese-German language exchange. So I guess if you want to come to Germany, that would be a nice way to practice a bit. And next week we will have a Christmas event right after the exams are finished. So yeah, let's see how this goes, and I hope we get more members for the next semester. You can check out our Facebook page.
Okay, Robin, thank you so much.